we're gonna actually switch it back onto me. We're gonna switch it back onto me, and we're gonna make one of my college days favorite fast food thing. Do you know what it is?
Wendy's chili.
How do you know?
Yeah, I remember you had a thing for Wendy's chili.
Yes.
You won't touch it now.
It's so gross to think about how I went to Wendy's every day between classes, and I got a Wendy's chili. Here's what's gross. And I got a salad. And I put the chili on the salad and then broke up a bunch of saltine crackers and ate it with, and I think why it's gross is I think about the salad just being so soggy from the hot chili, and I'm like, what was I thinking?
I remember your ketchup on salad.
Yeah, I did a lot of strange things with salads, apparently. So we're making one of my former favorite fast foods, which is Wendy's Copycat chili, and it's much healthier when you make it at home, let me tell you. For this recipe, you'll need 3/4 cup of onion, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1 1/4 pound of lean ground meat, 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of tomato paste, 1 can of kidney beans, 1 can of pinto beans, 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of diced green chilies, 2 stalks of celery, 1/4 cup of bell peppers, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/2 cup of water. So Sean, I'll have you dice up this celery. When I say dice, I just mean like
julienne,
small pieces about that size. And then I'll have you cut the onion and the bell pepper.
Yeah, we have very, okay.
You got that?
I've never cut those.
Okay.
Onion, do we have a mask or something for that?
I'll help you with that. And then to the ground beef, and you could use ground turkey or chicken as well. We're gonna add some cumin. What I love about chili is you can season it really however you want. Honestly, I do so much seasoning in my chili. I don't measure anything out when I'm cooking just at home. I literally just dump chili seasoning in and just all my favorite seasonings. Yeah, I just put so much seasoning because I feel like chili, you really can't go wrong. The only thing you could maybe go too wrong.
Too much salt.
Salt. Yeah. Too much salt is not gonna be a good thing.
Can't fix that.
So you definitely wanna cook off your meat in a saute pan before adding it to a crock pot. This is gonna be a crock pot version, which I love because it's super easy. So we're gonna add the ground meat after we cook it to the crock pot, along with our veggies.
Am I gonna cry?
No.
No.
So just cut off the ends of the onion.
Like an apple.
This is good practice for you. There you go.
Flatten it.
Okay, well, you can cut off the other end because then it's easier to peel the outer edge. So, yeah, good job.
Like that?
Yep. And then what I do is I just take the knife and I just kind of slice into the outer part of the onion, and then you can just peel it off easier. I should have done this part, for you in advance. All right, so there you go. Now that you got the outer part off, then you can kind of just cut into it and dice it up. Okay.
Like middle?
Yeah. Good job. Look at you. You got the hand skills, the wrist going.
Until I cut my finger off.
Good. You're doing good. Okay, so you do want to cut the onion, the celery, the bell pepper. Okay. Yep. Okay. Don't try and get fancy. Fine enough that you would actually want to eat it. Just think about that. Like, would I want to eat this large of a chunk of an onion? That's kind of how I think when I'm adding veggies to any kind of dish is like, how big do you actually want to take a bite of that veggie? So I'm going to add the meat and the celery to the crock pot. Okay, so I'll add the onion to the crock pot. And you want to add the seasoning to the ground beef while it's cooking in the saute pan. A lot of people don't realize that if you can cook a seasoning in a saute pan before adding it to a dish or a crock pot in this case, it is going to bring out the most flavor when you cook your seasonings in a saute pan. Heating them up in a saute pan is like the best thing for a seasoning. Okay, so now we're going to cut up our bell pepper. So I'm just gonna do it the way that I do it and just kind of show you. But there's multiple ways. People do bell peppers all different ways. So just cut a bell pepper however you like. But I just cut around the stem and then I cut it in half so it's easier to cut. Just like that. You wanna finish it or you want me to?
How big? Like,
however big of a bite you would want to take of a bell pepper. So like,
it's spongy or
well,
it's hard. It's way harder than I thought it was.
Flip it the other way. I had a feeling that this dicing would go exactly how it's going. You're doing great. And then I'm gonna start adding things, I'm gonna start adding the canned goods to our crock pot. So we have some diced tomato.
Those look big.
Yeah, go ahead and cut them one more time through.
Okay.
We have kidney beans and pinto beans, which is classic to Wendy's chili. We did drain those ahead of time. And diced green chilies. You could even do jalapenos if you like your chili to be more spicy. And then tomato paste. Now tomato paste, you can just do a little bit or you can do a lot. For this recipe, I called for the entire can because it really does add a lot of flavor. So in a recipe, I usually just use the whole can, even if it calls for like a tablespoon, just because it really does add a lot of bold flavor. Those need to be a little bit smaller.
I'm gonna cut myself.
Okay.
If I keep going, so.
You can add the minced garlic.
Just one
Yep.
tablespoon?
Yep.
Okay.
To the crock pot.
Okay.
So we're gonna add those to the crock pot. You wanna add those?
Okay.
And then I'll kind of stir everything together. And why I love crock pot meals is then you just set it and forget it. And you can either cook this on high for 4 to 6 hours or low for 8 to 12 hours. I like to make big batches of chili right before church, and then we're gone until it's ready to eat. So I usually set it on high, and it's ready right when we get home from church. So, but this is loaded with protein, fiber, all the good stuff. So it's gonna make you feel really good and satisfied all day long.